Hey there, brokers. I just wanted to do this edition of Broker Playbook. Essentially, I want to talk to y'all about five-star online reviews, okay? So it's very, very important that we have social proof in our businesses. No one cares how good you say you are. They need other people to say it, all right? So five-star reviews are hugely important. If you're not getting reviews on sometimes multiple platforms, I think you're missing the boat, okay? So I'll go through some things that I do. I've amassed hundreds of Google reviews in my career. That's where I prefer to get my reviews posted on for SEO purposes. And I also focus somewhat on Facebook reviews as well, but to a much, much lesser extent, all right? I know there's plenty of other places you can post reviews, Yelp and Zillow and all these other things. That's not where I've chosen to focus. Google is the 800-pound gorilla in this space, so I really, really focus heavily on generating reviews on that platform specifically, okay? So I've got some tactics that I'll share with you, got some vendors that I'll share with you. I just want to kind of walk through it. So I do have some questions that I want to kind of go through as well, just so that I can keep my train of thought. Essentially, one of the things that is important, that if you're going to ask for reviews, you got to have a review-worthy experience. So if you're not focusing on delivering a wow experience, you're missing the boat. So you got to start there. So that's step number one. If you're going to have a wow experience, you of course have to work with partners that allow to make you look good. So make sure you choose your lenders carefully. Be careful chasing rate. Yes, rate's important, but at the end of the day, it's much more important that you have a referable experience, so that way you can get the next 5 deals from that client down the road. So every time they think real estate or mortgage, they need to be thinking of you. And if you had a struggle to get to the closing table, you don't have a referable experience, and you're not going to be able to get a large number of 5-star reviews if you don't. So start there. There's great content on this channel about how to have a referable experience, how to wow your clients and those types of things. So definitely do that. And then what happens after closing is hugely important as well, okay? So essentially, one of the things that you need to do is not make it feel transactional. So you're gonna have some clients that only care about the lowest price, all right? Probably about 10% of the market. That's not your audience, not really. Yeah, you can play in that sandbox, but there's always someone cheaper, and that's not a good value proposition, in my opinion. And then you've got the other side of the spectrum, where they really want a relationship with their financial advisor and CPAs and mortgage planners and whatnot. And then you got this huge section in the middle, okay? They can be swayed to a relationship if you do it right, but they can also be swayed to where it's just transactional. So essentially, you have to use the transaction to get them into a relationship. It's a translationship, all right? So make sure that you're doing things and have parts in your process, in your system, to generate a wow response, essentially. You want them to say wow. If they say wow, that's basically the green light to ask for referrals, all right? So make sure that you're doing those types of things. And again, you know, the social proof is everything. So I've had clients find me just by Googling me. I've had agents look me up and tell me they took my offer because of my online reviews. So if you're not doing some tactics to help your clients get their offers accepted in today's environment, you're missing the boat if you don't also include reviews in that. So if you're going to have a client make an offer on a property, with everything having multiple offers these days, you know, make sure you're calling the listing agent. Make sure to tell the listing agent to Google you. Send them a video, whether it's BombBomb or Co-Video or Loom or whatever service you want to use to send videos. Send a video. Ask your buyer's agent to CC you on the email with the offer, and then use a video to turn around and talk about it. Put a link to your reviews to make it easy for the listing agent to find you. So do some of these little tactics to help you spread awareness of your brand, okay? That's very, very helpful. Now, essentially, how do you generate business from your online presence. So it depends on what your model is. So I am very heavily referral based, although I do also run some Facebook ads and some Google AdWords and things of that nature. And those people are absolutely Googling you before they choose to do business with you. So you have to have a strong online presence, and it doesn't have to, you have to start somewhere. So essentially, I didn't wake up one day with hundreds of reviews. It started with one, and then two, and then so on and so forth. So I'll get into some of the tactics here in a bit. Now, do I have a system in place to help with this? Absolutely. Okay, absolutely. You have to have a system. System stands for saving you stress, time, energy, and money. That's why we have a system. All right, and it doesn't have to be complicated. So it's a very simple tactics here. Step one, get a Google My Business account opened. It takes a little time. They send you a snail mail letter in the mail. You have to type in a code, but do it. Okay, absolutely do it. If you don't have ownership of your own online reputation, make sure you take control of that immediately. All right, it is very important. So I had this in place before I left the retail world. So it is very important that I owned my own online reputation. I know they have some services out there that will help you with this. The problem is a lot of those, if you stop paying them, you lose access to those reviews. So make sure that whatever you're doing, that you control that process, okay? It's your reputation, your brand. You need to control it. So start with the Google My Business account, essentially. They'll have a link that you can provide to people that know, like, and trust you, that will allow them to leave you a review. All right. Now, here's the thing. I'm a big fan of vanity URLs. So I've got a whole bunch of URLs that I've bought from GoDaddy. So I took that review link and I pointed it to leavewaitereview.com. So if you want to go check it out, it's nothing fancy, but essentially I pointed those two together because I can't rattle off over the phone to somebody this long typed out URL. I'd like to say, I'm so glad that you said that. It means the world to me. If you thought I delivered you a 5-star experience, I would be honored if you can take some time, put some kind words together for me. It would just mean the world to me. And then I say, go to leavewaitereview.com, or you can text that link. Now, I've also taken it a step further and had a landing page built for all of my reviews so that when I'm talking to a listing agent or a client or anyone, I can just say, hey, and if you want to check out my reviews, go to thebetzteamreviews.com. So I don't want to say Google me and then have hope that they find it. I want to make it very easy for them. So if you go there, you'll see I've got a significant number of reviews, and it's huge for brand recognition. Okay, so that's something outside of my Google My Business page. Okay, so I wanted a specific landing page that I can point people to just to display all of the positive things that people say about me. All right, so with that said, that's just some tactics that I've done. So start with Google My Business, get the link, send it out to people that know, like, and trust you, and then rinse and repeat. If you want to get fancy with it, buy vanity URLs, start connecting the dots with that. And then if you really want to take it to another level, or you've got a really large amount of past clients, like I did when I had left the retail banking world, I used a service. They're a BAB partner, Ogvo. So make sure to look them up. They've got a great discount that they give for BAB members. And they've helped me get a significant number of reviews. And it's a system. Again, it's not complicated. After each month closes, I basically upload that prior month's database into their system. They send out the review request, and it helps me get a handful of reviews each and every month. So it's great if you've got a bunch of them, but the key is that they have to be recent, because no one cares how good you were 3 years ago. Do you still got it? You know, I know last year was hard with COVID and how all of the changes that we went through. So if you're still getting positive reviews when things are challenging, just imagine how good you're going to be when things get back to normal. And I know we're getting back to normal, but you get what I'm saying. My point is that you need to have consistent reviews. So it's great if you get, 10 in 1 month, but you need to get, some the next month and some the next month. So you need to consistently show people that you're still worthy of their time and attention. So definitely look into a service like Agvo. If you've got a large number of closings that you're going through, I would strongly recommend them or someone like them. Okay. But you don't have to do that. All right. It can be as simple as every time somebody says, wow, you ask them for a review. So you want to set that up in the very beginning, just FYI, maybe at pre-approval. And then again, when they go under contract, over the next several weeks, you're going to have real estate and real estate finance on your mind. If you run into people that are want to go through the same thing and you think I'm delivering you a 5-star experience, I would love to be able to count on you to pass my name along if the opportunity presents itself. And then essentially, as they go through the process, every time they they say, wow, you can then ask them for a business. Well, thank you so much. That means the world to me. And then you can even set it up also at the beginning with the 3 promises to request type of a thing. I promise to close you on time, accurately, and with lots of communication. All I ask is that when I hold up my end of the deal, you leave me a 5-star review at the end, and you pass my name along to whomever could benefit from a conversation with me after closing. Just however you want to do it, use your words, not my words, but you need to be setting these things up in the beginning and then have a system around when you're asking for it. So those are some of the tactics that I do. It's very important that you have your own system. You should spend a lot of time working on your perfect process. And I know in our world, it's very challenging because every lender that we have is different. But you need to have a referable experience in order to get a large number of reviews. So choose your partners wisely, okay? The impact has been tremendous. Honestly, I get calls every week and I get deals from my social presence, my Google presence. If you combine Google reviews with, like, let's say a YouTube channel, you got organic traffic that you're generating. And almost all of that is not attached to a real estate agent, just FYI. So make sure that you're putting effort into this because it makes a big, big difference. All right. If you Google lenders in your area, I think that would be a good exercise. I remember I've taken my online reputation seriously for years. And it got to the point, again, this was before I joined the broker world, but it got to the point that I personally had more online reviews than my entire corporation that I worked for in the retail world. And they had, hundreds of loan officers essentially, and they never focused on it and it hurt them. Whereas me, an individual loan officer in one of our offices, had more 5-star Google reviews than our corporate office. That's a big miss for them. And you need to learn from that because there are other lenders in your area that don't put the time and effort into their online presence. And don't get me wrong, there are some that do, but there's a big difference from, Googling best lenders in New York or whatever, wherever your location is. And you've got, a couple of people at the top with you being one of them. And then there's no one anywhere close to y'all with all of the reviews. They're going to call you. Okay. It's social proof. It matters. It's relied upon, or it's taken as seriously or is respected as an actual warm referral. All right. So a couple of other things. If you want to start building a reputation, just start small. Don't go jump in the deep end. Get your Google My Business page set up. Get that link. Get some people that already know, like, and trust you to leave you some reviews. It doesn't just have to be past clients. It can be your real estate partners as well. That's great social proof. Again, if you've got some bigger agents in your market, have them leave you a review, and then you can use that to help your clients get their offers accepted or bring on new real estate partners. So-and-so works with him. Look at all the nice things they said about them. He must be pretty good. Let's take the meeting, or whatever it is. Okay. So I just, spend some time thinking about your process. Get your Google My Business set up, ask for the reviews, have a system around when you're asking, how you're asking, practice the scripts. You don't have to use my words with what I just said, but you have to do something, okay? And start small and grow it big. So my goal is to get, thousands, frankly, because I'm looking to help more families build wealth and memories with real estate. And the more value we add after closing, the more likely it is that people are going to come back to you time and time again and leave you those reviews. So I'm at the point in my career where I get 60 to 70% of my closings every single year from my past client database. And I've just signed on recently with the Art of Homeownership platform as well, also an awesome BAB partner, to take that to another level. So you start combining, adding massive, massive value to clients, both obviously during and then after closing, and it's a recipe for long-term success. So we still have to hunt for business, but it becomes a much, much smaller pond with very stocked fish. It's like fishing with dynamite. So the more online reviews you can get, the more people will be attracted to you. So again, sorry to kind of just verbal vomit on all of y'all. That's kind of what I do in my process. I've used those vendors. I use vanity URLs, Google My Business, and I use some Facebook reviews as well. All of it is, for me, tied with Ogvo, and they've been a great partner. So I hope you've enjoyed this edition of Broker Playbook. And if there's anything that AIME or myself can do to support you, just let us know. We're always here to help. Okay. Thanks a bunch and have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.